It's happy as long as you are free. But if you're the Tate brothers, you're in solitary confinement. Good morning, everybody. Oh my God, it's afternoon. Had a busy day. I don't even know what I'm doing today. I got a lot to do. Well, let's wait till we get some people here, folks. You know, you all asked me about my book, The Accidental Gangster. From insurance salesman to Hollywood fixer. This is the book, folks, right here. I'm going to do a little reading from this book in a little while for you folks. For those of you who have not purchased my book yet, it's available on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and many other places. Autographed copies available on my website. I want to thank you for coming here. There's Agent Orange. All right? And I knew you'd be here, Agent Orange. How do you do? All right, there's Bulantelli. Thank you all for coming. Thank you for liking. Okay. Mandy will be here in a minute. Okay. And, folks, there is so much garbage out there about the despicable, deplorable Tate brothers. You know, you gotta ask yourself a question. I believe in God, but how did God make something like these two guys? I don't know. But you know what, folks? You all know they got a whole bunch of charges in the UK. They're fighting their extradition. Now, you know, I said it yesterday, I'm going to say it again. They keep proclaiming, I'm not guilty, these charges are made up, the government is political, it's all this shit. Well, I got a question for you, Tate brothers. If that's the case, make your extradition very simple. Go in front of the judge and say, we agree to be extradited so we can fight our case. Don't be pussies trying not to go and hoping and praying because of your affiliation with Donald Trump and his children, this is going to be stopped. Now look at Trump has been saying he's not going to do nothing. But folks, how many times have you heard that from Donald Trump saying he's not going to do something, then he does it? Okay? So you got to understand. You got to be a little bit leery of this here. Because we don't know what Trump's going to do. And there's something we don't know. I want to talk about human trafficking, which is, they got 2 or 3 charges. Bear with me, folks. Got to make sure my phone is plugged in over here. Okay? There's Mandy. How you doing, kid? Okay? Come on, what's wrong? I got to keep my phone charged, folks. But I want to talk to you. Bear with me here. Okay, you look at my ceiling for a while. Yeah, I know the vent is dark, all right? What am I going to do, right? People like to look at my vent and then tell me, hey, you got a dirty vent. Okay? All right? What is human trafficking, huh? Let's talk about this, folks. You see, you know that I mentioned it before. I mentioned it yesterday, human trafficking. So let's get down to exactly right. All right. Oh boy, somebody remember me from across 110th Street. Demi, your mother remembers me, huh? That's cool. All right, let's talk about human trafficking, folks, because it's a very serious charge. And then I'm going to tell you what I'm questioning, okay? Is there a similarity here to the Epstein files? Is there a connection to the Epstein files? Human trafficking is the exploitation of a person for labor, services, or commercial sex through the use of force, fraud, or coercion, often referred to as modern day slavery. It's a highly profitable crime where traffickers strip individuals of their freedom for profit. The core elements: understanding human trafficking generally relies on the AMP model. Action means purpose. Action is the recruitment, transportation, harboring, or provision of a person. The means is the method used, which include physical force, fraud, deception, or coercion, such as psychological manipulation. Folks, that's exactly what the Tate brothers were doing. That's exactly what Jeffrey Epstein was doing. Oh, folks, you could bet that after we're through with the Tate brothers, there'll be somebody else coming up with these charges. These guys are not going to go away because of the people that they are trafficking these human beings to. And folks, by the way, if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please do. Hit that like button. Don't be shy. All right, there's a thanks button down there, any kind of gifts. And folks, don't forget, become a member of the Gangster Circle. Okay? I really appreciate it. Now let's go back. Means, the method used, which include physical force, fraud, deception. I said that. The reason for the crime primarily forced labor, domestic servitude, or sex trafficking. Types of trafficking: sex trafficking, forcing, defrauding, or manipulating a person into commercial sex acts. Well, let's just call it what it is. The Tate brothers were pimps. Am I right? Tell me whether you agree with me or not. Were they pimps? Forced labor, compelling individuals to work in industry such as agricultural, manufacturing, or domestic work against their will for no pay. Consent and age. In the case of commercial sex acts, any minor under 18 years of age is considered a victim of human trafficking, regardless of whether force, fraud, or coercion was used. Smuggling versus trafficking. Human smuggling involves the illegal agreed upon movement of a person across borders, while traffickers involves exploitation and control over a victim and does not require any travel or border crossing. I see a lot of you agree that the Tate brothers are everything that I just read to you. Folks, come on. Hit that like button. Let's get those likes up there. Yesterday you were very good. All right, let's have a repeat. And let's do it again. Get me to 100 or more. Okay, let's do it, folks. All right, and subscribe. Folks, you're my family. And like I told you, I got the best subscribers of any channel on YouTube. And I want you to know that, and I appreciate that. So, folks, there's been a lot about Tate brothers, their relationship with Barron Trump. And, you know, honest to God, I got to be honest. Once again, I'm very surprised. I actually thought more of Barron Trump than that there. Hey, you know what? We're all wrong at times. And this was another time I was wrong. What the freak is Barron doing with those scumbags? Oh, did I forget Donald Jr. too? Donald Jr. Boys, Trump's kids sure get around. But let's talk. Hello, Connor from Germany. Thank you. Gibson, antisocial. How are you? I want to know. Nobody's talking about it. I keep asking, and none of us know. Who were they human trafficking these girls to? Who? Were they trafficking to the Trumps? Were they trafficking to senators and congressmen? Were they trafficking to all these other people that you see on YouTube that I talked to you about yesterday? Were they human trafficking these girls to them? You see, folks, how somebody looks, how somebody perceives themselves is really different than what they really are. I'm going to tell you, and I'm going to mention the names again, okay? Michael Franchese coming out supporting those guys, saying he's got no problem having his wife or daughter around him. I was shocked to hear that from Michael. Yeah, I was. And then Patrick Bet-David and his puppets. How many of you seen that there? Who just subscribed there? Scooter. Thank you so much that you just subscribed, buddy. I appreciate that. Folks, if you haven't subscribed, please do. And let me know that you did so I can give you a shout out just like I did for Scooter Bob there. Okay? Did I ever work for the cartel? Oh, no, I never did. Thank you, Scooter. I'm happy to meet you, my friend. So, folks, those are just some of the charges, the human trafficking. Just some of them. Oh, they got like 9 pornography charges. They have 7 new victims. They have a lot more of electronic. Oh boy, what's going on here? Electronic conversations and video recordings. You've seen the ones that's been all around social media. You've heard the Tate brothers telling these girls they gotta do, I'll rape you, I'll do this to you, and you've seen them choking the girl. Look at granted, okay? Even in some normal sexual relationships, men and women have little things that they like that might not be all that great to others, but to them, it is. But with these girls, they were not like that. That was forced upon them. You see, there's a big difference when it's consensual, okay? And sometimes girls like to be choked, sometimes men, and beaten or spanked on the butt, okay? There's some people that like that, okay? Rebirth. Do I believe in immortality? Well, no, I don't. I wish it were true. I'm 81 years old. So, those are things that I'm thinking about. Okay? So, oh boy, Prodigy just mentioned the name Marco Rubio. There's a guy that I gotta be honest with you, I sort of liked him. But now, I'm starting to wonder. Because the final decision of these guys being extradited is going to lay in the hands of Marco Rubio. What do you think is going to happen? Scooter, whose dad is a pedophile? You talking about Barron or you talking Marco Rubio? Okay? Allison, good question. Why wouldn't Barron just be like his predatory, misogynist father? Or like his disgusting brothers? Yeah, Trump stains all over those Epstein files. There is an underage girl that claims that Trump forced her to have sex. His Scooter said, Lindsey Graham was getting the little boys. Yeah, he probably was. He was getting the new congressmen and senators coming in office, okay? Teaching them the ropes, the Lindsey Graham ropes. Oh my God, it just gets worse every freaking day. And now look at what they're doing in Kentucky with Mitch McConnell. Supposedly he's a vegetable, all right? Look I don't want to see anybody sick. I don't want to see anybody dying, okay? But it's going to happen to all of us. You got to face the reality of life. Okay? All right? Perfected his bowling skill. Okay, Agent Orange. Come on, folks. Let's smash that like button. Okay, it's Friday. Okay, let's get our energy up. In spite of all these negative things going on, the war in Iran, Trump's going to bomb and bomb and bomb. And it's going to backfire. Okay? Agent Orange, I was in the Army when Kennedy was assassinated. Okay? I was serving in the U.S. Army. And that day in November, we were on maneuvers on the big island of Hawaii. I remember I was in a foxhole. And then the call came in to report to our Colonel James Taylor, who stood on top of a hill and said to us that our president had been shot. And we all knelt, said a prayer, and then we were dispatched back out in the field. And then it wasn't 5 minutes later that we were called back. And our chief of staff, President Kennedy, had passed away. We all had to get our equipment, get everything together, and we drove back into camp. That was my day. You know, it's funny that no matter who you are or where you were, I'm willing to bet everybody remembers exactly where they were and what they were doing on that day that our President Kennedy was unalive. Candy, no, I never met Marilyn Monroe. I would have liked to met her, okay? She had to be an awesome lady. But I'm not going to lie to you like this Johnny Russo and other people, okay? I know a little bit different. I know a little bit more. I've been around Hollywood over 50 years. Okay? Richard Giuseppe, how are you? Nick Gurr is my cousin. Who is Nick Gurr? Primark? Huh? Huh? No, I didn't see the moon landing. I don't know what Candy said. I don't think she was disrespectful. Hey, look, we get a lot of trolls in here, folks, and a lot of disrespectful people. But rest assured that Mandy is on top of it, okay? And she's getting them out of here. Hello, G. Coomer. I'm great. Thank you, my friend. I woke up today. Every day I wake up is a great, blessed day because it gives me another day to come back to give you folks some of my wisdom, some of my thoughts. And folks, come on. We got only 38 likes, okay? And you know, I don't understand it. There's no excuse. Why not to hit that like button, okay? And folks, if you don't like what I say and you disagree, then please hit the thumbs down button, okay? But whatever, whether you give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down, I still have all my love and respect for you. Okay? I want you to know that. You're right, sowing seeds. Jesus saves. Okay? No. Scooter, yeah, these Tate brothers come out with so much crap that they're being framed. This is a political. They want to make it political. Folks, this is not political in any sense of the debate. Who can make it political? Trump and his family, if they want to. Look at that one guy in the administration, I forgot his name, all right, who went to Romania. Now, the charges weren't dropped. They were, like, forgotten about for a while. But those charges in Romania will be coming back. So the big question is going to be now, they're going to be extradited to the United Kingdom. They will. But then from there, I believe they'll be extradited to Romania for the charges over there. But it was somebody in the Trump administration who went to Romania and convinced the government to release the guys and allow them to fly back to the United States. And then you got the picture of them in a private plane, not a commercial plane. Folks, I don't know how these guys made money, but you know something? They were teaching their bullshit to our children. And they were getting a fee of $49.95 a month. You know how many of our people signed up? 166,000. 166,000. Somebody do the math. Times $49.95. Call it $50. Okay? How much is just that a month that they were bringing in? Candy, my love, did I meet Doris Day? Unfortunately, again, no. Wesley says I only look 79. Yeah, okay. But you know what? I lie to you. Folks, I do lie sometimes. I gotta be honest with you. And the only time that I do is sometime a girl asks me how old I am. And I say 65. So, but for all you women here, you know I'm 81. Okay? But, you know, hey, folks, I'm just a man that loves women. All right? Rebrex asked me if I were lucky enough to be 20 again, would I want the same people around me? I've had a lot of good people around me that were my mentors. But if I were 20 again, with the knowledge that I have now, there would be a lot of people that from the beginning I would not have anything to do. You see, folks, and I'm talking about addicts or alcoholics. Because I just went through another situation with an alcoholic that I was paying him to use his car because he had DUIs. He used to be my neighbor, then he moved across town. So I've been paying him every month for a year and a half. You know how many times I asked him, are you making the car payments? And he told me, yes, he was. Well, I found out yesterday he was not. He didn't make the last 4 months car payments. And when I drove over on Beverly Boulevard near Fairfax to go to my manicurist to get a manicure and pedicure, I come out, the car is gone. It was repossessed. So now here I am, I'm looking for a car, talking to a couple of dealers, and the Trust Automobile dealer, I got one place down in Torrance. You've been approved, this and that. Come on down, pick the car. I says, send me an email guaranteeing that I've been approved. And you told me 0 down. And once I got that email, I'll take an Uber and come down. Guess what? I haven't got that email. Okay? Because, see, I know the different games in the car business because I was the pioneer in the automobile after sales market. What is that? I'm the guy that taught salesmen, finance managers, business managers how to take a client, how to get them to finance the car, put the credit life in A&H, rust-proof free sealant, this, the alarm, the warranty, boom, boom, boom. Okay? I'm the guy that started that in the late 60s. Candy, Frank Sinatra was a dear friend of mine. Yes, that's somebody I did meet. Dean Martin, Sammy Davis, Joey Bishop. I met the whole Rat Pack. All right? Soul Seed says bye. All right? You got someplace to go, my friend? Hello, Yash Moore. How are you? Hey, folks, we're at 50 likes here. I know you got a lot more likes than you. Okay, so keep it moving. Please subscribe. And don't forget, okay, sign up for the Gangster Circle. It's only $4.95 a month. Not going to break you. And you will get special stories from Ori. All right? So, folks, I got to go look for a car now. I want you to leave a comment. Do you think... I'm feeling pretty confident that the Tate brothers will be extradited. Okay? So, I'd like to know what you think. So I said, rich people and women, what's new? Scooter, is that you think you're witty because he's an older gentleman? Who are you talking to, Scooter? Raquel Walsh, yes, I met her, Candy. Candy, you want to know about all these actors and actresses? My friend Richie Palmieri was married to Raquel Walsh. Richie owns Mulberry Street Pizza over here on Cannon Drive. I showed it to you many times. Okay? No, I didn't mean Gretchen. Soren wants to know how I'm a gangster. Now, let me ask you a question, Soren. Do you read? Because if you read, you want to know all about me, it's right here in my book, The Accidental Gangster, from insurance salesman, Hollywood fixer, or as they call me, the mob boss of Hollywood. All right? So people, you keep asking me those questions. It's all there. I spelled that out. My paperwork's at the end of the book, okay? Because I don't run and I don't hide from anybody, okay? And you can sign up to my Gangster Circle to get your answers, okay? DJ, who do I? You're saying the guy that told Congress that they were not in a war with Iran. That's the guy I like? Are you talking about me? DJ Spin. Who are you, JJ? Okay, tell me who you are. Man, did you see that remark? Where do people come up with this kind of garbage? Okay? Man, what do you think of DJ Spin here? DJ Spin 63. Okay? I'm trying to make out what he's trying to say with that remark. And he called me an old fool. Is he calling me an old fool or somebody else? Mandy, I'm going to let you decide that. Okay? It's your decision, my dear. Okay? Should you get rid of them or not? All right? And back to Naples. You mean Italy? No. Haven't been back there. Soren, it's all in my book. Soren wants to know a lot about me, but he refuses to buy my book to learn. Okay? Or join the Gangster Circle to find out. All right? Not everything in life is free, my friend. Sometimes you gotta pay. Oh, Candy, I got a lot of stories. Maybe this weekend I'll tell you some of them. All right? Thank you, Liz. I appreciate it. My friend Liz from New York. All right? Thank you, Karen Farmer. It's just somebody seeking something free, okay? He doesn't want to do his research. He doesn't want to read a book. He doesn't want to join the Gangster Circle. But yet, he comes here. He wants to know everything about me that's already out there and open to the public for everybody to see. Nash Souza. Screw, your dad was in World War II. Thank him for his service. Candy Love. Great question. I was in the 25th Infantry Division. 1963 to 1966, Candy. So, alright? You can figure that out. You're right, Mandy. I did not fight in any world. I was born. I was born just towards the end of World War II. I was born in 1944. Thank you, Bob. I appreciate that. And anybody here, if you serve time in the military at any time, you got all my love and respect. And I want to thank each and every one of you for your service. All right? Yeah, Mandy, you're right. Oh, boy, the M16. I'll never forget that rifle. Uh, yeah, G. Duplant. Yeah, you can ask about the current war. I don't feel we got any business at all being in this war. Okay? Senator Kennedy says he's running for president. Good luck. Just chill, how are you? Yeah, smash that like, folks. We're at 70. I want to thank you. Folks, if you just recently subscribed, all right, leave me a comment that you did, and so I can give you a shout out. I appreciate it. Rebex asked me, what is the one regret I wish I didn't make when I was young? You know, folks, no matter who we all got regrets. I try not to dwell on regrets because it's not something that me or you could change of what happened in the past. Okay? I can't change it. So then, therefore, a regret becomes a negativity. I try to think about tomorrow. Okay? How to be happy, how to make other people happy. Okay? Because if I make somebody else happy, it comes back to me tenfold. Yes, I'm Italian, Candy. Huh? So that's how I feel, folks. Okay? I wish I could change a lot of things. But you can't go back in the past and change anything. But we can do something about tomorrow, and that's what we should be thinking about. So, folks, hit that like, hit that subscribe button. I appreciate it. There it is, 1:45. I got to get moving, folks. So have a great day. God bless you all. All my love and respect, as usual, to each and every one.